Lesson 86. Breathing and centering ourselves. Relaxing into the body, into the mind. Inviting the Christ to permeate our consciousness. These ideas are for review today. First, only God's plan for salvation will work. It is senseless for me to search wildly about for salvation. I have seen it in many people and in many things, but when I reached for it, it was not there. I was mistaken about where it is. I was mistaken about what it is. I will undertake no more idle seeking. Only God's plan for salvation will work, and I will rejoice because His plan can never fail. These are some suggested forms for applying this idea specifically. God's plan for salvation will save me from my perception of this. This is no exception in God's plan for salvation. Let me perceive this only in the light of God's plan for salvation. Let us relax into salvation today, into this truth. As for the first half of the day, we regularly meditate on this thought, spending longer periods if possible. Only God's plan for salvation will work. And second, for the second part of the day, holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation. Holding grievances is an attempt to prove that God's plan for salvation will not work. Yet only His plan will work. By holding grievances, I am therefore excluding my own hope of salvation from my awareness. I would no longer defeat my own best interests in this insane way. I would accept God's plan for salvation and be happy. Specific applications for this idea might be in these forms. I am choosing between misperception and salvation as I look on this. If I see grounds for grievances in this, I will not see the grounds for my salvation. This calls for salvation, not attack. Let us accept all things today as bringing us closer to salvation, to atonement, to the peace of God in the Christ consciousness. Holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation. Let us meditate on this and remember this thought if we are tempted to defend or attack. Practicing the ideas together. Only God's plan for salvation will work. Holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Amen.